Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our course. Is everybody ready to start? Our textbook has introduced the main doctrines of different schools in Pre-Qin times and the development of Chinese philosophy in China. First of all, let's think about one question. Are there any common features among them? Do you have the answer? And this is the first thing that we are going to cover in this section. We will get to know the basic features of ancient Chinese philosophy. Chinese philosophy is featured by stress on spiritual existence, practice, morality, harmony, and intuition. So, what is spiritual existence? It is a little difficult to understand. But if we know spiritual existence and materialistic existence is a pair of concepts, we may understand spiritual existence better. If a man lives his life in a materialistic way, he will try to achieve material goals, such as money, power, fame, and physical comfort. In contrast, ancient Chinese philosophers put stress on spiritual existence. They studied different kinds of philosophical problems based on reality and experience. But all of them paid attention to the study of spiritual existence. For example, Confucianism's knowledge of life through disposition and consciousness. Taoism's search for spiritual freedom and Buddhism's nirvana all reflect their pursuit of complete spiritual happiness. Ancient Chinese philosophers also put stress on practice. The relationship between practice and knowledge has always been one of the most important concerns among ancient Chinese philosophers. Obviously, the relationship between practice and knowledge is reciprocal. Actual practices should be guided by proper theories. Knowledge should be tested by practice, and an effective way to gain knowledge lies in the process of applying it. Ancient Chinese philosophers attach more importance to practice. By emphasizing the importance of practice, they encourage the application of knowledge and consider it the best way to gain knowledge. According to Confucius, to pray for it is better than only to know it. To delight in it is better than merely to pray for it. To delight in it means to put it into practice and gain pleasure from it. Essentially, every school of ancient Chinese philosophy was a kind of moral philosophy. Almost all of them stressed moral practice. For example, Confucianism advocates 5 constant virtues: benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and fidelity. Mencius says, neither race nor honors can corrupt him, neither poverty nor humbleness can make him swerve from principle, and neither threats nor forces can subdue him. These characteristics constitute the great man. Through moral practice, individuals could realize moral achievement and enjoy things that a healthy social environment could provide. The monarch's benevolence and the lower official's loyalty, the father's kindness and the son's filial piety, the elder brother's friendliness and the younger one's respect, and the mutual trust between friends. Harmony is a concept essential to Confucianism and to the way of life of past and present Chinese. The constant tradition of ancient Chinese philosophy has been stressed on harmony between man and nature, and also between man and man. Mencius said, opportunities vouchsafed by heaven are less important than terrestrial advantages, which in turn are less important than unity among people. This well expressed the idea that harmony is the highest principle. Ancient Chinese philosophy was through intuition and reflection on life experiences that philosophical ideas were formed. Chinese Chan Buddhism is the integration of Buddhist theology with Chinese traditional thinking. It preaches epiphany and emphasizes self-restraint and self-reflection by sitting still and reciting Buddhist scriptures. Among all these features, we can say ancient Chinese philosophers put emphasis on moral practice. So next, we are going to talk about the characteristics of Chinese ethics and morality. Traditional Chinese ethics include good and bad elements. Some reflect the high standard or moral pursuit of Chinese people and embrace ethical wisdom of lasting value, while others are unsuitable in modern society. For example, the 3 obediences and 4 virtues, and 3 cardinal guides and 5 consonant virtues have long been abandoned by the Chinese people. The 3 obediences are a moral standard imposed upon women in feudal society. Women should be obedient to father before marriage, to husband after marriage, and to son after becoming a widow. The 4 virtues refer to morality, proper speech, modest demeanor, and diligence. Its positive values were to educate women to achieve good standards as well-mannered, responsible, and skillful people in ancient China. But it had much more negative influences. The 3 obediences were a huge obstacle for women's development. It also helped to form male chauvinism and paternalism in people's minds. Women had no voice in their life decisions and cannot use their talents to make contribution to the development of society. 3 cardinal guides and 5 consonant virtues are also social norms prescribed by feudal morality. It was a standard mainly for men. A king should rule over his subjects. A father should rule over his son. A husband should rule over his wife. So, here I'd like to leave a question. What were the negative and positive effects of 3 cardinal guides and 5 constant virtues in ancient China? So, think about it. We have mentioned harmony in the features in Chinese philosophy. To the Chinese people, harmony is a powerful word. There is nothing it cannot absorb and nothing it cannot cover. Harmony seeks peace, compromise, concord, and unison. Maintaining equilibrium is the ultimate purpose of harmony. In ancient society, ancient philosophers advocated harmony to maintain the stability of family, community, and society. For example, Confucius says the trouble comes from inequality and turmoil instead of scarcity and poverty. Traditional Chinese values attach great importance to collective interest. The interest of the society, the country, and the family has always been given top priority, while that of the locality, the part, or the individual is sometimes ignored. An individual's value can be realized only within society as a whole, because society is the groundwork of one's existence. Chinese people advocate morality in their behavior. Self-cultivation in morals is emphasized and is considered to be more important than one's material pursuit. It is fully characterized by showing filial obedience, being amiable to others, respecting ordinary people, and appreciating moral conduct. Now we've learned the features of Chinese philosophy and Chinese ethics and morality. You can do the online exercises to find out how much we have understood. Thank you for watching and see you next video.